So last year I did a couple of these types of live videos. Now you enjoy these types of videos because going through live price action, and again we're on a pound US dollar 1 minute time frame. I'm going to walk you through live price, looking for where the market's going to go next, determining where we're looking for an entry and where our targets be set. Now anybody new to the channel here today, I'm Jonathan Jarvis, the founder of Norfolk FX Trader and this YouTube channel, the NFX Trader brand. Now, what we're going to do is go through the live price now on the 1 minute time frame. We've just entered into the US session. You can see down here, we're currently now just gone 6 minutes past 1 in the afternoon here in the UK. And I've marked up the chart already just to show me where I'm looking at this chart. So what I'm actually looking at the moment is we're inside this trading range. That's all I want to know is information right now is what trading range I'm inside. So this is my trading range. Since then, you can see price has just gone sideways. We haven't really gone anywhere at the moment. We're very choppy. Now, I'm still looking for price to head up to this level in the market. And potentially this is an area here of supply, which could actually determine another move down to remove this swing low. So that's a great area for me to watch for any sell trades at the moment. Let me just back that off. And if we look at current price, where we can see the market right now, I'm going to zoom into this area. We then have actually this swing high to this swing low. That's another trading range inside this larger trading range. And what we've just seen is a nice big bullish movement to the upside. And as I can see, the market's going up here. We've closed through to the upside. Potentially we're looking for the market to take out this swing high. Doesn't look like it's quite done that. Let me just back that off. And let's just put on a level here. So this swing high I was looking to be taken. It hasn't actually been taken. The market's actually showing me a reversal here. We've dropped back down inside these green candles where potentially we could see another bullish move up to take this level. So the sequence I have right now is as I'm inside this trading range, I'm currently bullish inside this smaller trading range. Inside this larger trading range, I've been bearish, but I'm looking for the market to come back up inside this zone here of supply. So if we now look at current price, I can mark out where we've just seen a bounce out of. So I've just seen a bounce now out of this area here. We can see we've just wicked into this area, took the low, we closed back up as a bullish candle. Now there's nothing there yet to indicate to me that I'm going to go higher. What I really want to see is perhaps this area here. Okay, we've got a leftover area here of imbalance in the market. What I'm looking for is the market to continue to push up, removing this area here. Once the market removes this level of imbalance, then potentially we could see the market going up to take this swing high. And we do have a few more swing highs above that. And even if we draw a line here, you can see we have a trend line of liquidity here in the market. Very often you're going to see these areas taken out. Hey traders, we'll get back to the video in just a moment. But I want to give you a gift for hanging out with me today. I want to give you my free trading strategy class and cheat sheet. This trading strategy class and cheat sheet will go through everything you need to know about applying a supply and demand strategy that I personally use to generate profits. But it's more than just a strategy. You're going to have some actionable steps to accelerate your growth with learning how shifting your focus can generate more profits and the steps to building a profitable strategy for yourself. Look, you don't have to spend a lot of time on this. It's about doing the right things in the right order. And it's free as my gift to you. So just go to norfolkfxtrader.system.io free strategy class sign up or hit the link above now to get your free trading strategy class and cheat sheet. Now back to the video. And a push up. Now you can see we get a nice response of this candle. It's a nice candlestick. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice bullish pin engulfing candlestick. Look at the way this candlestick's been formed. So we actually took the low of this previous low of this candle. We've pushed down. We've filled this full of this imbalance here left over. We've then closed back up with a nice pin engulfing candle. That's a great candlestick for you to take a trade on. But the only thing we've got here at the moment is that we're limited on space. The market could react off this level we're now at. Now let's see what happens right now. If we close through this level, then I'm expecting the market to go up and to take this swing high. Now, if we can close this level, that is. Just see what happens. Now, like I said, we had limited space here. Take an entry off this bullish engulfing candlestick, and look what's happening right now. The market's gone up. Now, this is the accuracy that you can start gaining, understanding this type of knowledge in the market. Now, there's a lot I'm going to be holding back here today because there's a lot of information that I share within my students inside of a community. And I thought I'd bring all this to the table right now because it's not fair on my students, but you're gaining information here that's going to help you to read these markets. We have a close through. Now, for definitely, I'm expecting, say, 89% accuracy. The market's going to go here now and take this high. That's where I'm seeing it. We didn't take that high. We just ran it. So we had a pullback. We've seen the reversal. We've got a confirmation now right here. Confirmation the market wants to go higher. So where's the market likely to go? Well, we do have here, for me right now, another area left over right here in the market for a potential bounce. So just mark this out. Let's remove this one now. So this is a potential bounce area. We could see the market want to just push down here first before we see that bullish movement. And as you can see, the market's now closing down again. So again here, we've closed back up. We held above this level. That's a retest of this level. I'm going to see the market head up now and take that area. Let's just watch this market. So if I was looking to take a trade here, this candlestick would be my entry right there. That's a confirmation for an entry for me. And I'll be looking to take an entry right at the close of that candle, bring a stop perhaps down here, give me trade some room, and I'll be looking to target this swing high. And you could obviously bring your target up closer below the low of that candle, giving us nearly a 4-to-1 risk to reward. But this is showing you really how you can quickly identify these areas of the market where we're seeing a reaction. But like I said, I'd rather have my stop down here, a bit more protection, some more room in case we see another wick down again, perhaps even taking the low of this candle. But let's just see what happens. That's a 2-to-1 risk to reward. Now, if you're trading with a 2% risk here on a trade, that is basically a 2 times 2, and that's going to give you your risk to reward, which is a 4% profit on this trade. Let's just see what happens if we continue up. Again, this is now in the US session. So it's just opened in the US session. We had a manipulation to the downside here, basically. And now hopefully we can see the run back up. Potentially what I'm looking for here is this trend line to be taken. At the same time, then we could continue up to take this swing high, entering into this area of supply above. The market has been, if we look at a bigger picture quickly, you can see the market has been bearish, okay, to the downside. So pull back here, okay, and then we dropped off again, pull back again. Didn't quite go high enough for me for an entry off this area of supply. We then made this higher low, and since then the market's been chopping sideways. What I really want to see is the market push up into the supply zone, and here is where we're going to have to watch price. We could have a break straight through, which is a full reversal, then taking out this previous area of supply and this swing high, and we could continue up. But if we then look for that reversal out, then I've got a nice move, potentially all the way back down to this low. But it all depends where this works out. Now, again, this is live, so mistakes can be made. I could end up easily showing you a losing trade here. And you can see now the market's gone against me. Potentially we'll be stopped out. Like I said, we could go back and take this low, but potentially I'm looking for that push up here as the market's just closed up nicely here on this bullish candle. I really expected to see the market want to take this high. Now, as you can see, I've now been taken out of this trade, so that's a losing trade. Let's look at what's happening now in the market. So we can see that's just now taken out this low, and what it's now come back into is this area here we had previously marked. And what I was looking for is, once I saw the market through here, this close here, retest, I was looking for this swing high of this move to be taken. That didn't happen. What I've just now seen is, in fact, this reversal is now happening in the market, closing this level. Now I actually have a bearish bias. Unfortunately, this trade didn't work out. I was showing you what was happening. We can still go back up here yet. And what we're going to see for this to happen is a manipulation of this low, perhaps even a further drop into this area here of imbalance, which in fact we do have here a nice looking area of demand. So this will be a good area to look for a trade out of this demand zone if we do pull back here in the market. So what we're looking for is a drop down into this demand zone, for a buy to take this low and to fill this imbalance into the demand zone. Now, there's different ways of looking at the market. You can look at the market as the fact that we've had this nice rally up. We've left this area of demand. We created a rally-based rally demand zone there. We've broken that demand zone there, okay, leaving an area of supply here. But that did react off this area of supply. So what you can look at is that we had here this area of demand. We broke through that demand zone, leaving that area of supply above. The market came back in. But that's not the way I look at reading those markets. Let me just remove all this now off. Now, again, market is now just stationary. We made this swing low. I still want to see that push down now to fill. As this trade didn't work out off this area of imbalance, then what we have to do is reevaluate the chart, look for the next potential trade. Don't get stuck on a losing trade. Okay, that to me would have been a losing trade based on that entry. This was the entry that I took off that candlestick on a retest, and you see the market went up. Now, unfortunately, didn't go to that desired target. Not every trade is going to work out for you. I'm still expecting to perhaps see price go up here yet, but right now we may see the market want to push down to take this swing low for sure. Okay, take the swing low, go into this area here of demand. That's what I'm looking for next. If I can see a nice push down here, that's going to be my entry to go long. If we see a nice push down into demand zone, stop the low, and again the target is going to be this level. That's to take out this swing high. Unfortunately, with these types of videos, because they are live, I've got to wait around for these 1 minute candlesticks to form. So while we're waiting, if you've got any questions about the way I trade the markets using supply and demand or anything else, then just drop a comment below and I'll come back to every single question and I'll answer them within those comments. And obviously, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up on this video because it's going to help this video to be seen by other traders as well. Now you can see the market's now pushing down, just taking that low, hopefully. Just wait and see what happens. Really has to take this low next. That's the only place we can go. The market reversed down, continued down, just came short of taking this level, small pullback, and then we're expected to want to take this low. Now what I'd like to see actually here is even a nice push down, then a wick and a close back up. That shows me a reversal. I love taking these types of trades off these swing lows. I don't have to see it come all the way down to demand for an entry here. This will be my desired entry. Okay, that's my desired entry area here into this area of demand, and then I'll pull back to take this high. Obviously, in the meantime, we've got some other targets that I can look for here on the way back up, but I'd like to see a nice push down. Now we are below this swing low, so we could see a reversal here, but let's see if we continue down to this next imbalance. Unfortunately, these types of videos are very time consuming. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly just speed up this section of the video until we come into one of these areas so you can actually see how this works out. So as you can see, we came down inside this area here of imbalance. This fell short of tagging my entry here. Let's just see if we can get another push down into this area of demand. Let's see if we can make up for that loss up here. And that's a loss of 2%. Now, if I take an entry here at 2%, we're looking over a 12% gain here. So if we can hit this and we go back up, that's going to give me a 10% gain with those two trades. Let's see what happens on this next move. Like I said, we're still inside this trading range, okay, but long term, I'm still looking for the market to come up to this level here. We haven't quite done that yet. We can see it actually made a reversal here, and the market went up, came back into this area of demand down here, had a nice reaction, and we went back up to take that swing high. So you can see we came into the area of demand, pushed all the way back up to take this swing high. We've then fallen back down to take all this liquidity down here in the market. All that's just basically done is come back into this area here of demand. Just came to the same low, maybe just took a low slightly. Then we had that rally up. So let's now see, we then broke this structure here, leaving this area of demand. Now we do have a demand zone below as well. So we do have this as an area of demand. But if we look at structure, now the easiest way to do this is we pop over to a line chart and we can identify a structure break. There's our structure break. That's our structure break, this low. Go back to price. There is my area of demand. That's how we can identify those structure breaks. Again, if we go back to a line chart, the next structure break is this level. And we go back to price. There is your demand zone. Now, as you can see, the market has basically come into that area, failed to come into that area to just touch that demand zone, and we've had a reversal. Now, looking at this market, I won't yet have an entry to go long here. I'd actually be waiting closer into this market. It's unfortunate it didn't tag that area. Now, we're only now closing up. This candle closes up. That is going to show me a bullish bias again. Let's have to wait and see. You can see the thought process on this, where I'm looking for that market to come back to my ideal entry area. Let's remove this. Now, this supply and demand is the strategy that I use, and it's following along with a supply and demand strategy is the way to actually end up taking those winning trades. Like I said, not every trade is going to be a winning trade. Now, this trade here I took was in fact off an area of imbalance in the market, not an area of demand. And if we go back to a line chart, you can actually identify here that we do have a break structure here in the market. We rallied up, we left an area of demand. We then actually broke the structure downside, left an area of supply. So if you looked at it in this manner, we did have an area of supply here, which we had that reaction off in the market. But as I'm still bullish, I wouldn't have taken this, but you can see it did work out. And then we do come back up into that supply, and then we mark out this area. We do have another break to the downside. So then you can go to this area and we can actually redraw a new zone right here in the market of supply. Market goes down, back to that line chart. Okay, we break to the downside. Now for a reversal head to the upside, we really need to see this area removed. So we go back to price again. So what I need to see now, really, using supply and demand approaches is this area of supply removed. Now I actually use a few different methods of trading. And right now, I'm looking at this as being a potential. If we drop back down here on this candlestick and close down, potentially we can see another push back down here. So let's just have a look at this. So a valid area of demand, a valid area of demand. This is the origin area of demand. Now, this is what I call the area broke structure. So what I'm talking about, we look at this move to downside, back to a line chart. It's easy for you to see and identify if you're on a line chart. We create this drop, pull back, drop, basing, drop, pull back. Okay, rally out, push up higher. Okay, we made this double area here. We pull back and we push out. That's our last area of demand, which market can come back to. And looking at a price chart, we can see that this last push down here was removed by this move up here. See these red candles removed by the green candles. That's what I was paying attention to at the time. Now that means this area of demand to me is more valid at the moment than this area we had here. The chart was broken quite easily. Now we can identify the markets that are coming up. Okay, didn't come into the area of demand, unfortunately. We've now just tested the area of supply. Now it's not an area of supply that I really want to be trading because I've still got these areas of demand below, but we could have a tag of that and we can see it drop back down again to this area of demand. You can see the reaction we're having right now off this area of supply. Unfortunately, there was a lorry just went past. I'm not sure if you heard that vibration. I felt it. And currently we've just opened up again. It's a bullish close candle. No reason yet to see the market fall, but we could see a drop down from here out of this area of supply. Like I said, watching these sort of videos could be like watching paint dry. That's the only trouble with doing these live videos like this. And again, this is now what, 20 minutes into this video. I had one trade so far, which was end up as a losing trade. In fact, you know, looking at this, when I took that trade here, that retest with that nice push up, this was actually a good area once we retested it again to then close up here to actually move to break even. I didn't actually do that, but that is an area I would have potentially moved to break even, or at least move that trade below the low of this candle. Now I didn't do that, and obviously if I had done, I wouldn't have had that losing trade if obviously we were doing this in live markets. Now let's just see what happens here. Again, see the close up, wick up, another close up, push down that wick, still showing you a bullish movement in the market. So that is still showing me now that the market wants to go higher. Now we do have left over here a nice area of imbalance. We did test that area of supply. We go back now to the line chart. Line chart shows you a lot of information. Now we can see down here, okay, let me just go through this line chart. We have this swing low, okay? We have this break of structure here from this swing high. We then drop down, make this swing low. We pull back to this swing high, break structure, a new lower high. We then break structure again, new lower high, and then we break structure here, lower high. So you can see the market breaks out here, makes a new high, higher low right here. So we break structure, new higher low. We continue up, we break this structure here. We then can see we failed to break this structure, but we broke this structure and this move here. Then make a new higher low, new higher high. We then broke structure to downside, lower low, lower high. We then broke structure to create this lower low. That creates the area of supply. Now we create this lower low, potentially a new lower high, drop down into this area of demand. Then we could see that push up to this swing high that I marked on the previous chart. Now, looking at a line chart, what this does, this allows you to look at the close price of each candlestick instead of looking at those wicks. And at the end of the day, those wicks on the chart are just going to show you those manipulations. Go back to a price chart. You'll see exactly what I mean by the manipulations. So you can see here, the market has pushed up, holding. There's no reason yet, so remove this for the moment. The market is still looking bullish. Again, this last candle pushed down below this wick here, pushed back up as a nice bullish candle. No reason yet to think this market is going to fall. So it's really unfortunate that this one did not trigger. Okay? Unfortunately, we didn't come into this area here. That'd been a nice trade now to the upside, and I'm definitely going to see this here and potentially take this level. So what we're seeing a continuation of prices want to go higher here. All I need to see now is a nice big bullish candle to the upside, closing to show me another nice big push up, to show me the continuation with green candles. That's going to show me the market is definitely going to want to take this swing high. And there you go. There's that nice bullish move. You can see the potential if we had caught this trade. And it came within, to be honest, I normally place my trades a few pips above those areas of demand. So if you did do that, you may have got into this trade. What we've got here, we've got 68.4, we've got 68.6. Yeah, so definitely, if you had placed your trade here plus the spread, you would have probably been triggered into this. Now you can see the market's pushed up into this area of supply, closed above this swing high. Now, if we get a close down, okay, here in the market, this is the level you got to watch. Right here, this swing high of this candle, or the high of this candle. If this level holds and we see a push back up, then we're going to see this high taken. But if we close back down, then we're going to see the market want to push down. Look at what's happening here. Just read this candle by candle right now. Let's wait. How long have we got? Now it's closed down. That indicates the market wants to go. Where's it going to go next? It's going to go for this low. The market has got nowhere else to go. It has to go down to take this low. Before we can do anything else, it has to take this low. There you go. There's the low taken. Now, if we close down here, then potentially the market's going to come down to this area. Again, if you go back to the line chart, okay, we never took out this area. Let's just see what happens here. A potential push all the way back up shows that the market's going to continue up after we took this low. Why did the market have to come back down here, take this low? Because that's where we've got stops. In the market, sit here. It's now took those stops. Where else do we have stops? Well, we have stops down below this low. Where else do we have orders in the market that need to be collected and filled? Inside this area here, which is an area of imbalance. See, the low has been closed through. Potentially that now shows me the market wants to continue down inside this imbalance. Now, if we go all the way down here, potentially we could look to take this low. And what's right below this low? The area of demand. Look how the market is still up, down, up, down. We're going lower, but we're not making those nice big moves we see here to the upside. It's more of a choppy move to downside. So we could see a reversal out of this area right now. What does that actually leave behind? When we go to the actual area, we can see again the push up leaves an area of demand. Now, the better demand zone, in fact, would be if we see a rally up. Now, removing this area, that's going to give me a much better demand. But as this created, again, if we go here, as we created this break structure here, the market really needs to take this high out to show me a new demand zone. So at the moment, I'd still like to see a push down into this area of demand. Look how the candles have changed. We've gone from that blue now to a red candle. So this is showing you that the market's pushed down into this area. I'll push back up into here. Could then give us another move down lower to remove or fill this area completely, remove this low into the demand zone. I'm not going to keep you too much longer in this video. Now again, the key area we're watching, see if this holds, is here. Now as we're closing through that end, what's the time? We've got 10 seconds. That will indicate to me this will be removed, area of supply, and the market will now take this high I originally said from down here. So that's closed up. We're now going to go up to take this high. So this basically showed me the reversal out of this area. Now, the way I do this, I actually use multiple time frames. I'm just trying to demonstrate to you that there is an accuracy in the market you can use once you understand to read candle by candle. And look at that, the market's just come below that swing low again. And now we've pushed up to it. Should see that break through now. Just waiting for that to break through to show you it's going to break that high. Now the entry on this one actually came out of this area here. But normally we'll be looking for an entry out of this area. Now it just came short of that entry, but you can see from there we've gone all the way up to take that high. As I originally predicted, this high would be taken. It's just unfortunate that the market came lower, okay, first for that entry. And it did this reversal below this low into this area down here, and we pushed up. Now you can see we had a nice push up. Show me the momentum, that big green candle, close up here, taking that high, taking this area here in the market. Where's next? Next, I'm expecting the market to go up, take these highs here. This high definitely here will be taken next. Continue up to this area here of supply. So we just draw out an area of supply to show you that supply zone. We have an area of supply here, but I also have an area of supply here in the market as well. And again, we can look at this with a line chart. We have a break of structure here, leaving this area of supply. We had a break of structure there, removed, and another break of structure here, leaving a new area of supply. Now, if you go back to price, look at these zones. They have not yet been tested. And it's a crucial part there to understand. Now, also, if you go back to the line chart again, we had that break up. Okay, we'll break back down. Now we've broken this level here, this swing high, this high here, leaving a new area of demand. So just zoom in, new area of demand. This is how you can start to see which is in control. Tracking price. So we can see demand is in control to the upside. Okay, we just came short of it there, but we had demand up, demand up. Okay, demand potentially is an origin here. This is a demand that broke through. This is also a demand zone as well. So we can see demand zones stacking on top of demand zones. Up here is our only areas of supply. Now what we've just seen here is a pullback into an imbalance. Now we'll see a continuation. Okay, we can see a pullback into an area here, the market. To show me, now we see a nice big push up. That's what I expect to see. Again, this is the next target to take. As I just suggested, these areas were taken. This trend line was taken. That's the next target to take. And if you take an entry down here at this area of demand, you could actually take some profits off the table here and then look to take profits to the next high. You can see, look how accurate this is once you understand price movement. There we go. We take that high and now we're going to enter into this supply zone here. What do we have here as well? Let me just show you what we have here. Okay, so we mark this out here as an area of liquidity. So we have an area of liquidity above these highs and we have an area of supply above. So I'll be looking now for any sales out of this supply. And for that, what we're looking for is a pullback, okay, a reversal in the market, then a pullback perhaps to another area to take a swing high into the area of supply again, and then a continuation back down. That's what you're looking for, a reversal out. So we entered the supply, and look at this, a big bullish move up towards the supply. Look how the market failed into that supply and we closed right below it. Next candle, small wick in. And we'll see a reaction now out of this area of supply. I'd like to see it holding like this below this area of supply, and we don't continue to close up. If we continue to close up inside this zone, then we'll see a continuation through to remove it. So we're looking for indecision in the market here. And we got the nice bullish candle up. Green candle confirmed the bullish move up. Now look at indecision in the market. What we want to see is then a push back down. If we see a continuation closing up inside this area of supply, we'll see that continuation higher. And the next area will be removing this zone, and then we'll continue up to this next zone here. In the meantime, if we do this, any pullbacks, we're looking for new entries again. And as you can see, we had here, so we had this break of structure here in the market. We've just now had another break of structure here. We go back to price. What we now can do is actually mark out another area of demand. So it's a great area now for us to look for a pullback into this demand zone. Look how the demand zone keeps in control. So we now start to close up. So now I'm expecting to see this area of supply removed. So any pullbacks now into this demand zone, we can look for another buy up to the next zone. What's best really here is to see that actual area of supply taken, but not necessarily going to see that. We could see a pullback first. So we're inside the area of supply. We could see that pullback now and then another continuation up. What we're actually seeing here, we're actually seeing a move up against this move to downside. And how long is this video? It's now been nearly 40 minutes this video has been going. A nice strong push up. So there we go. We now remove that area of supply just about. Nearly took that supply zone out. So what we can see now is a pullback. Ideal areas of pullback into this area of demand. Now, when we were down here, we were expecting price to take this area and then this swing high, entering into this area of supply, which I previously had, but just marked out with 2 lines. Now we're inside that supply zone, and what I said earlier is if we see a continuation closing inside that zone, then I'm expecting that zone to be removed. Okay, now what we're looking for is another pullback to a demand zone, another buy. And like I said, simply you can use a line chart to identify this. So I'm just looking for that pullback here now. The market has just shown a rejection, so there's no reason yet for the market to drop. Let's just wait and see what happens here. Let's have a drink. So I hope you're enjoying this video so far. If you've made it this far, well, give me a hell yeah, because you're actually into 40 minutes of this video. And let's just see what happens here. Let's see if we do get the pullback. So we started this video just after 1 o'clock. I think it's 1:05, and we're now 41 minutes in on this video. So the market's actually pushed back up. See this rejection I said? We never got a follow through to the downside at the moment. It's pushed up to this area of supply. So we could have a reaction here off this supply zone. Now, if we don't close up inside this zone, this is going to give me a nice sell down to this area of demand. Let's just see what happens when we get up there. Again, as I said, we are in a bearish trend. So a sell off this origin of supply would be a great sell. So we just have a nice area here left over, take an entry to see if we can push up into that supply for a sell. And then we can definitely look for that sell to downside. Let's look at the candlesticks quickly while we're waiting. We can see we get that nice big push up. Okay, basing, push up, push up. And look at the candles now, starting to slow down. Small candle. Look at the size of this last candle here. Indecision in the market. Now it looks like we could have a drop before we've entered into that supply. Let's see, we've got another minute. Here we go. Look, this is how the market moves. Okay, that big wick down, rejection. If we close up, we've got another 30 seconds yet on this candlestick. Same as we saw here. Look, we had a push down to the lows, push back up. Took the lows, and we get another push back up. Now we're going to hopefully enter into that area of supply. Now what we wait for here is a confirmation out. Now look at that big push up all of a sudden into the supply zone. Now if we close like this, then potentially I need a reversal back to downside straight away to then take a sell, or we're going to see this area removed. And we're going to see the high now of this zone taken. Let's remove this zone. So what we're going to see now is this swing high taken in the market. Move that up. Unless we get a follow through straight down. What I'm looking for here is a bearish candle. And I'll be looking for bearish candle to go down and close through my level. And then I'll potentially be looking for a sell. So I'll be looking for a sell out of the area of supply. Okay, my potential target would be here. Let's wait and see if we get that reversal. And again, we're just waiting, watching paint dry on the charts. And you can see we've got this green candle. So I would love to see a close on this candle. If not, I'm expecting this high to be taken. It looks like we're going to see that high taken, a continuation with this bullish move. Look at that strong push up. Okay, we never got that push back down straight away. That green candle enforces to me that we're going to see a continuation up. Even a push down here to this area and then a push up would have been even better. but this is just showing me straight away that strong move. We've now got 20 seconds left on this candle. Now, if we take this high, then we could look for a reversal back down, because that's taking a range high here. Once you remove a range high, normally you're going to see some kind of reversal. And we've closed up bullish again. Let's remove this because I'm not expecting anything to sell off now. So unfortunately, this video hasn't gone to plan. Okay, while losing trade, didn't really look at the trade closely. Could have had a break even there. And then this was the next trade. Now, if I had my trade placed correctly with my entry plus that spread, which I would have done if I was taking a live trade. Now, I must admit, I don't take trades on a 1 minute time frame. I'm normally the lowest I'll go is a 5 minutes. Give me that time to look at my entries before they happen. So look at this. We've come below this low. We may well pull back now before we take that high. If we go back to the line chart quickly, we can see here on the line chart, okay, we had a break of structure here, small break of structure, another small break of structure. So if you're looking at demand zones, we have one here. Okay, so I want to see this demand zone. If it doesn't hold, we're going to drop. Okay, if this demand zone holds, then we'll take the high. At the moment, this demand zone is holding. I haven't really seen a push down into it to test it. But we can see how we've got demand, 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 demand. Demand is in control. And that's why we saw these areas of supply back here, these two areas here removed, because we saw the demand was in control. Especially when we took this high here. Look at the big push through. So now we pull back into demand. I'm still expecting to see this high taken right here in the market. So an entry out of this demand is valid. You could look for an entry out of this demand zone. But normally when we see a demand zone this close, okay, very close to price, they don't always hold. And you normally see a push through. So this started with price around here. I think when we opened up, I'd said we're looking for that continuation higher, take this level, and then potentially this high and then go up into the area of supply. We can see the market's done that. Eventually we had a nice big push up. For entries, this was the best entry to take at this area of demand. Again, what I should have done here, you should plus your spread when taking a trade. And that would be your entry, and look at the move we had up. Again, this would have been the first target. Take this level here. We had another small pullback first, then we took it. Then you got this as the next target, and then final target would have been to take into this area here of supply, take this area. Okay, so I'm looking for trade out. Now you can look at price when we enter this zone, like I was going through as price entered it, how you can read the market. Remove that off. We saw the market here went up straight into that zone. Now look at this, we're still just jumping up and down in this area. Now we got a green candle that shows me bullish momentum in the market. So that shows me that potentially we're going to push down into this area, push up to take that level. The market will never go in a straight line. The market's going to do what it wants to do. And potentially the market here has just gone sideways at this area of demand. And this was the catalyst to say we go back long off that candlestick. We did pull back down, which didn't look good. I thought the market may drop from here, but we didn't. We held. This candle just basically encouraged you to continue holding that trade, showing you the momentum is in the market after this entry, and hopefully you should see this high taken. Pull that off. And what's the time now? Nearly 50 minutes, and we just took that high. So that's how I look at reading the markets. That's how I look at predicting where the market want to go next. Now, it's not gone to plan. Not every trade will go to plan. Not every actual read of the market will go to plan. That's the why I like doing these types of videos for you. Because you get to see there where I actually make those mistakes, where I'm calling the market in the wrong direction. And sometimes this can happen. What I potentially be looking for now when I'm taking a trade is these areas. I'll be looking at a lower time frame for my entry. Wouldn't be taking an entry where I'm showing you on these candles, but I'd actually be dropping down time frames looking for my entry here. As it's a 1 minute, I cannot go lower. But if we was, let's say this is a 1 hour time frame, I'll be looking at a 15 or 5 minute entry here. Not waiting for this move up on this area. What we're looking, let me just go back on this area. So look, if we had price close up on this candlestick, when we have this pullback here, that's where I'm going to be looking for my entry on a lower time frame. Simple. When you look for those lower entries, you can gain a nice risk to reward. Obviously, you take an entry here or a stop down here, not a good risk to reward. But I'm just trying to show you reading price in the market. But if you've enjoyed it today, you want to see more of this type of videos, then give me that like, leave a comment below to let me know, and don't forget to watch this video again because there's some great insights here on how I look at trading this market. And if you want to take your trading further, then why not take my free online strategy class right now, where you get one of the strategies I use with a 2 time frame on supply and demand.